What's going on, people? It's Mr. Bill back again with the Roof Show. And yes, we won! Nottingham Forest won yesterday. Forest 3. Let me repeat that again. Forest 3. Fulham 1. And look at this. What's this guy doing? I ain't got a clue what he's doing. I've never seen a big smile on David's face in my life, but he's happy to change. Yes, how how's everyone feeling? We won 3-1. Lots to talk about. If you are new to my channel, please hit the like button. Subscribe if you do. And comment below, people, in the comment section. How is everyone feeling about we've got a win at last? Right, let's get the panel in. As well, Luton are playing, so if you want to keep the for update with the score, please do. Right, let's get the panel in. First of all, the man himself, the oldest, I mean, he's the oldest here. Rads, how you doing, Rads?
Oh, yeah, very, very good, Ben. After that electric performance yesterday, yeah, very, very happy with that.
And people, if you do want to see Rad's vlogs as well after the stream, go and watch it as well. I watched it before. I've watched it before. Come on, so it is a good vlog as well. He's took me out of it. I don't know why he took me out of it. I'm not happy with you, Rad. He took me out of it, but yeah. If you know, you know. Next up, we've got the man himself, Glenn. How you doing, Glenn?
Yeah, very, very happy today. I got back to London about 2 a.m. Couldn't sleep till 3:30 a.m. Unfortunately, it wasn't at work today. And yeah, I've watched all of the match back, all of the content. Great vlog, both of you. Yeah, I watched everything that TNT and Sky and everybody else, the Forest stuff. Yeah, can't get enough today. I'm going to sleep super well tonight. I'm back into Nottingham tomorrow morning as well, so I need to get going tonight. Let's wrap up by the hour door, please.
We will do. We will do. And next up, obviously, he's got the biggest grin. He's got the glasses on.
We're on the beach tour. Season's over. We're staying up, baby. And I got the love heart on my shirt. Where is it? Hold on, where am I going? Love heart on the shirt. What a terrific result. What a great time to be a Forest fan. And what great energy, everyone. Like, you could just feel it coming out of the TV. And that display and just the way the fans came together and the performance from the team. And we can break it down, but geez, it's just so good. And what a pleasure it is being asked to come onto this show, which means I always go back and rewatch the show.
I'm giving you stick.
I know the stick's coming because, and I've written down my notes, but the beauty of for me coming on this show is I always go back and rewatch the previous match. So I'm on point, and what a great pleasure it is to have gone and rewatched that half of football.
But as you know, people, the title of the show is "What a Winning Feeling," and as well, it's good. It's good to win at last, but we've got to keep on going. That's the main thing. We've got to keep on going. And as you know, I mean, Arsenal winning 2-0 against Luton. Arsenal would have been actually score more goals to get that record near us as well. But let's talk about yesterday's game as well, people. Let me start with you, Rads. Let's get into the chat first, because there's quite a few people in. Kieran, Aiden, Kieran, evening, Rads, Dads, David, Glenn, David, and Icon. Jog on, Kieran. If no one knew who Icon was, someone made a profile of me and called me Icon. I don't know why they did that. So yeah, that's my new name, Icon. But shit, cheers, Kieran. Paddy Irish, evening, what's the result? Forgot what winning felt like. Me too. Colin, how you doing, Colin? And if you want to be a member to my channel, please do. And if you just press the join button as well. And if you want to do any super chats for my channel as well. Eve, how you doing? Eve, good evening, Mr. Door, David, Raz, and Glenn. I hope you're well. I'm so happy we won last night. I was worried when Fulham scored. I wasn't. I wasn't. I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't. Another legend, number one on Razdad. Even though what result yesterday, good to be here. Yes, Razdad, legend as well. David, he kept Glenn in. Yes, we have kept Glenn in. Yeah, as well.
Unbelievable prediction was nearly right as well, Raz, wasn't it?
And I watched that back and thought you actually were not far off.
And last one, I do, Ricky. Great winning. Great first half performance after winning against Luton. Yes, people, if you do want to keep up to date with the score, please do. Right, let's go with you, Rads. How are you? Like, how are you feeling? Like, we won.
I mean, that's strange enough in itself, isn't it? But that performance was particularly pleasing and very unexpected as well, really. Like, I just didn't see it coming. We all hoped that we could see something like that. I mean, just getting any points on the board is vital at this stage. But yeah, just from the very get-go, particularly that first half, we were just amazing. Like, it was just so good to see Forest playing, not just, all right, like we did do in the second half against Palace. I still wasn't anywhere near the level we wanted. But yesterday, even the second half when we were more under pressure, we handled it brilliantly. And they got that goal back. Obviously, we were all thinking this is typical Forest, but we held on very, very well, and made it quite comfortable in the end. But the first half was some of the best football I've seen at the City Ground in the Premier League by some distance. Like, it was just incredible. It's the first time I've been 3-0 up since being back in the Prem, especially at home.
Since Southampton. Since Southampton, we've been 3-0, haven't we?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's quite unusual, really, to be going in at half time with such a comfortable scoreline and feeling like we arguably could have had more goals as well. That's the best part about it.
Should have had more goals.
Absolutely. Yeah, we had some really
5-6
big chances to make it more. But everything about the half was just the way we were passing the ball about, the way we were playing with confidence. And we're going on about players not caring enough. I think they showed yesterday that they absolutely do. They gave it everything. And, that's so nice to see. We just want to keep seeing that now, well, for the foreseeable, but definitely the rest of the season, we need to produce that a few more times at least. And, I think we proved we can be more than safe, but we have to keep it up. That's what matters now.
Glenn, actually, Glenn was there yesterday as well. He was different. He had a good view, Glenn did. I'm a bit jealous as well. Glenn, how are you feeling, Glenn? Like I said, we need that win, didn't we? Just make us happy like this. Like this guy, he's happy. David's happy, but Glenn, how are you feeling, man?
Yeah, delighted. Particularly at half time, I was sat amongst a few people I didn't know and started chatting to them, and everybody's like, "This is unreal." Pinchers. Is this actually happening? That we've gone through a first half desperately. Before the game, we were talking, weren't we, how desperately much we wanted to continue on the way that we played second half against Palace and start in a really good run of in a good vein, and we did. And from the very first sort of minute when Danilo and more Gibbs-White and Yates all connected, and we had a little bit of an opportunity from then on, we looked like we were the more likely to score from any of the times we went forward. Now, you're absolutely right, both of you. We should have scored a bag full in the first half, and three was as many as we've scored in any Premier League game so far this season, isn't it? But yeah, really positive. Shape of the midfield, obviously laying off to some speed. Didn't cross the ball as much as I'd like, and obviously we've had lots of opportunities to score with Wood's head, but 3 fantastically taken goals. And yeah, delighted with the way we played in that first half. The only slight caveat to that is the way that they brought 3 players on.
I know.
And the way it took, Wood was talking to TNT after the game and was saying it took them a little bit of the time to adjust to the way that the formation changed along with those 3 players. The great thing is that in that 10-minute spell where we didn't have a lot of the ball, we made a few errors in possession, and when we tried to get the ball back, 1 or 2 balls pinged off Alanga's shin, etc. And we didn't really have that much of an opportunity to push on and score that third that we eventually did score right at the very end of that first half. I thought the shape was really good, and it took us that little bit of spell. A real shame that Tosin got that goal back for them in the start of the first half. I think had we not got let them into that first, it was probably the first corner of the game, the second corner of the game, wasn't it? On that right hand side, we would have had a lot more impetus, I think, to go forward, and we may well have scored a 4th or even a 5th. But no, delighted with the way we played. just needs a little bit of consistency. Heard a lot of people saying over the last sort of 24, 48 hours is the reason we're down where we are is that lack of consistency, that we really do need to put those performances in over a longer spell of time and have that performance show a little bit more about what we can do. And I think the way we'll go forward into the rest of the season will certainly have that as a way, particularly at home when we play Wolves next at home, isn't it? I think that's definitely a way that we can play against them. And who knows on Sunday? Can't wait to go to the Tottenham Stadium for the first time and see them hopefully replicate a little bit of that in the first half hour.
Hopefully we can score 3 goals.
Wouldn't that be amazing? Wouldn't that be amazing?
That'd be mad. David, when you saw the team, what was you feeling? Because I know, like people, we know that he's got the Yates agenda and all that. So yes, you have. You got the agenda, but it's all right. It's cool. What was you feeling about the team?
I thought he had it spot on, actually. The first thing I looked for was, all right, Felipe's dropped. Is he even in the squad at all? And he wasn't even picked, in which we know that Felipe can't back up. And I thought Amabamidele was really, really solid, actually. And so I thought the team was, look, when you see Elanga and Hudson-Odoi picked and you know that they're in form, then you just have a belief around the team. And I thought the selection of Danilo alongside whichever ball-winning midfielder we choose to play, I thought that was correct. And then, it just looked like a winning team. Like, all right, yep, that's probably the team that I would have picked, actually. Maybe Dominguez instead of Danilo, but geez, wasn't Danilo good in the springtime? So that was particularly good. But back to the positivity, the one thing I took away from thinking about it, if we don't have the point deduction, and we're 7 points clear of the drop zone. And so this show and the way we're feeling as Forest fans is very different. And as a team that's 7 points clear of the drop zone, we're feeling a little bit more comfortable. So whilst we're not that many points clear of the drop zone, we are a team that has performed as well enough to be that. So I'm feeling very comfortable with the team that's picked. And I was pleased for Nuno that he didn't have any selection blunders this time. And I thought that was reassuring for him as well. So, it's such a great time to be a Forest fan.
It is. Yeah, don't burst the bubble yet. Don't burst the bubble yet. But we go for the comments as well. From what Solomon, young teams always struggle consistently. If you've got holding to some of the young lads for 2 years, I think consistency will come. Still got to strive this year. We've got to 100%. Jacob, my favorite ever DoreOnTour video was we beat City at their place 2-1. What a game! What Jacob game we cannot remember. I slipped on my bum on when Taylor got his second goal. I couldn't believe that. Right, I'll be honest, right. I don't know if you lot knew, right. Morgan Gibbs-White was shocking the first 5 minutes.
He was.
He's shocking. I don't know if you notice, Raz. The first 5 minutes, he was shocking.
Shocking.
I do remember him doing a corner that went over everybody.
How can you have your first corner 2 minutes in go out so far? Like, he should be fresh. I don't understand that at all.
Yeah.
Well, it did back me. Like I said, we've got to talk about monkeys, right? Because let's just. Who was it? Hudson-Odoi. Let's talk about Hudson-Odoi. Like, I'm a massive fan. People in the chat, are you a fan of Hudson-Odoi? It frustrates me. It frustrates me. Sometimes it reminds me of Elanga when he runs at him and he comes back on himself. But he took his goal well, didn't he, Rads? Like as he does.
Yeah, I really like Hudson-Odoi. I mean, he's had the odd game where we've criticised him. I think he had he was lacking confidence at times earlier on in the season, and even when Nuno first arrived. But I think Nuno's actually really got the best out of him. We've seen the best of him. And he only ever scores like goals from range or like really good goals to watch, which I'll take, apart from that one against West Ham, which was a tap-in. But, all of them have been quality goals. But, I just think that the team is so different when you've got him and Elanga in the side. They just work so well together. They're fairly similar players, really. And I feel those two then feeding off Wood or Warney, and I think it is obviously normally Wood, and Wood's another story. I mean, he's been incredible all season. He's only got better. But yeah, I do like Hudson-Odoi a lot. And I think he's proven that he's obviously had a bit of a career dip when he left Chelsea, and he's just trying to find himself, working his way back up, and staying very level-headed about it. He's got a good attitude and approach, and just hope he can keep flourishing, because he's clearly still a very exciting player in there. And I just hope he can keep producing these sort of performances.
He should have shot first time though, Dor.
He should.
Second shot, didn't he?
Yeah,
and
he should have.
I think he likes the little touch to kind of be composed, but that one just got away from him. It was such a shame, because that one goes in, we're really singing his praises then.
Next up, and I was speaking to Glenn at the pub about Chris Wood, and Glenn said to me on this show he has never slagged off Chris Wood. People in the chat, who didn't rate Wood? Chris Wood. He's a top scorer. He's a number one on the team sheet. Well, I won't say number one, but number one striker on the team sheet. But Glenn, he took his goal. I was surprised when he took his goal. Everyone stopped, but he carried on and he scored a good goal, didn't he?
Yeah, it caught us by surprise. Until I watched it back again this morning, I couldn't really remember that it was so close to the opportunity that he had about 20 seconds before, and it was recycled back across this halfway line, and then it came back in. And it's almost like the Fulham defenders, and I'm not suggesting that the Fulham defenders helped in any way, shape or form. It was just Elanga and him obviously making this connection and choosing to shoot at the right time. And it was a great shot, wasn't it? Just in that low left-hand corner. But the audacity of shooting from that distance, when you're expecting something else to happen. It's like I'm looking forward to actually seeing a few other vlogs of people taking video of that goal, because I wouldn't be surprised if every single one of them missed it, because they wouldn't have looked at the build-up of that goal in any way, shape or form as it being necessarily a shooting opportunity. And the fact that he turned, drove into that, took one touch and shot, it's just like striker's instinct, isn't it? It's the thing that gives him, that paycheck and everything else that's going with him at the moment is just absolutely spot on the way he's played. And to follow up from the point earlier, just to start that question, Dor, I think the way that Wood is playing for us, it did take a little bit of time for him to get used to the way we play and the supply that we were providing for him. And obviously he'd not had the success at Newcastle that he had at Burnley prior to that. But I saw the player at Burnley and the way that they fed the ball to him to his benefit, and the ball, 60% of the goals he scored was with his head. He wasn't scoring anywhere near as the number of goals from that distance, and most of them inside the penalty area. And the fact that he scored one with his right foot outside the penalty area, I've just got massive respect for the way he's playing his part in this for this season, particularly the way that he's playing really well when we need him to play well. Certainly at the moment with Taiwo not being around, or although he was there last night, it's great to see him in the dressing room. But it really does give us that extra cutting edge, doesn't it? And it seems at the moment that he is the player that's playing into the form that Taiwo was playing in just at this point last season when we needed those goals, and he's providing for us. And the goal that he scored last night, and the other involvement he was doing as well, he was tracking back and getting involved in pressing.
He had a perfect game.
He had such a great game. And
he didn't get any chances and opportunities, but he was.
No. And was it 36% shoot goal ratio or something like that? It's really, really high. All I was thinking this morning is he just needs to shoot more. Maybe I don't know whether that's going to get more out of it. But what a player! And I would certainly look. And I've heard lots of people talking about him today. I would certainly look at extending. Equally, I'm expecting in the comments shortly him perhaps not necessarily wanting to stay around much beyond this season. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows?
I don't know if you know. I don't know. I've seen it. John Percy's put a tweet out. He's staying to Nottingham Forest till next season. I don't know if you know.
No,
so,
I didn't.
I thought he was off contract.
No, he's not. He's not on contract. Have you seen it, lads?
I saw it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not. It's gone. Glenn, go on Twitter. Glenn. I'm not on Twitter, so just people.
That's okay.
I'll let Aina as well.
I normally have my old mate John Percy's messages pop up, so we'll see.
Yeah. if you know, Chris Wood is staying until next season now. It's not this season; it's next season. And Olena, is it activated, Brads? I don't know if it,
He's going to get a new contract, I think. Yeah. I'll let
yeah.
him know.
So people in the chat, what are you happy with
so
that?
he has
Chris
another
Wood?
year on his contract. That's good.
Yeah,
That's good.
so that's
He's
what
dealing-
people in the chat. So what?
Which ultimately, even though we were talking, I was thinking maybe we'd need to offer him more than a year for him to stay on. That seems to be a really positive thing in terms of providing that service to us for another season. By then he'll be 33, will he?
Yep.
And then who knows?
Well, if we didn't sign him, do you think another Premier League team would try and sign Chris Wood in the current form that he's in? And I think the answer to that's almost certainly a yes. Someone would pick him up.
Yeah, but who though? That's the thing. Who? Like, I'm not disrespect Chris Wood. Like who will want him? Like Luton might want him.
They're down.
Yeah, who will want
That
him?
might be one of the promoted teams or
someone towards the bottom.
Ipswich,
Probably,
like Ipswich Town, if it's just come up, we're going Leeds and that. Southampton, but he's Forest. The main thing is at Forest next season, and that's all it matters. Let me just give them for the chat as well. Manfrey said Wood seems like a smart footballer. He is very smart. Actually, he took his goal very good yesterday, and it took me out a surprise as well. His goal. Peter, please hit the like button, please, and subscribe to my channel. I'm nearly at 7.8, please. So if you can, please do. Another legend, evening from Jersey, strong panel, good team selection. Door, Forest been a lot of bad buys, but Ward has made it 15 still come with new reg. And I do remember, like I said, a lot of Forest fans this morning complain about the buy 15 minutes for Ward. So, but now everyone's happy about Ward. Wanting for the main striker, and no one's talking about Tabo one are we? Even if he was there last night. So it's a good buy for Forest. Last of David, let's talk about Morgan Gibbs-White because, as you know, like I said, he does frustrate the set pieces. But again, we've got to give credit to Danilo as well. But he took his goal again. Fantastic.
Oh, it's a ripper. Absolute ripper of a goal, wasn't it? Well, it just seems all the creativity seems to come through Morgan Gibbs-White. Look, he didn't have the 10 out of 10 flawless, perfect game for mine. He did have a few stray passes in the first couple of minutes. Not only was there the corner, there was the pass that he should have found for Chris Wood that he didn't take. And, you know, one or two times he's giving the ball away. But look, the thing is with Morgan Gibbs-White, you want him trying to play passes and taking risks in the positions that he gets us to. And he is you genuinely believe when Morgan Gibbs-White gets the ball and he's streaming away and you can see one of those outside of the foot kind of curling passes come through, that he can genuinely get us there. And it feels like he is the heart and soul of the team at the moment. And to be honest, I would have him as the captain of Forest currently and, you know, you can just see also what that goal meant to him, you know, the kissing of the badge and running over. And, you know, it's just such a joy to watch him playing for Forest at the minute. And you just want him to be successful so much. And so, yeah, God bless Morgan Gibbs-White. You're an absolute legend of a player. Love having you in there. Can't fault him in the slightest. But I do like Gio Reyna coming in for him. I don't mind Gio. I kind of like him. So I could handle Gibbs-White maybe stepping backwards in the midfield and having a Gio in there. But I don't think we lose much with Gio.
Right, we're going to talk about individual players, and I was surprised Danilo come in. I thought it might be Dominguez, but for me, I'm going to say it now. Danilo was my man of the match.
He's awesome.
And let me get with you, Rads. Like you come in, and I said I'm surprised. Was he surprised with you starting over Dominguez? And how did you feel he played?
Yeah, he's had a strange season, really, because like we were all praising him a lot last season, and he was a key player last season in keeping us up. Everyone's making jokes that now it's April, he's Brazilian Wunderkid again, and I think he certainly is. You know, at times this season he really hasn't shown it, but yeah, I'm really happy that he's finding his form again. I think slowly but surely, particularly in the Nuno, we have been seeing the best of him because under Cooper, to be honest, I don't think he was anywhere near the level that he was the year before. But yeah, I wanted one of him or Dominguez in the team because, you know, I felt at least one of Sangara or Yates had to be took out based off the Palace game. I think it was definitely the right call in the end. I mean, Dominguez had played, I'm sure he would have done very well because I think he's an amazing player as well. But Danilo, he offers so much to the team. When he's on form, he's unplayable. And obviously, sometimes we've seen, he can struggle, but I do think, yesterday it was top class, deservedly a contender for man of the match. I mean, everyone, I think, was in that kind of conversation. They all played so well, but yeah, I really hope Danilo can just find that consistency now because, we've been talking about it is a young team. He's definitely one of the younger players in the side. I just hope we can keep seeing these performances from him more consistently. And, because I think the midfield is the whole time they've been up, it's been probably the most swapped part of the team. Like we've never really had it consistently there. Besides end of last season, we had like Yates and Mangala and Danilo playing a lot. It's been all over the place really. So I feel, we need consistent performers, and hopefully Danilo can do that.
There's another player that I don't really talk about as well, and it's a goalkeeper, Sells. And we always complain about, is that goalkeeper good enough? Is that good, blah, 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 this and that, Turner this, Vlach that. But Sells, for me, we don't talk about him much. And Glenn, let's talk about Sells. And people in the chat as well, how are you feeling about Sells? Because he made some good saves yesterday, especially the second half. But Glenn, are you confident with this goalkeeper now from now to the end of the season?
I am, and I think the back four particularly are stronger as a unit, as with him being there. I think the relationship he's already got with Murillo in terms of taking those short goal kicks, the conversations he was having on Mobamidele is this young leader, and I've seen him close up now several times this season, and I cannot speak more highly of that 21-year-old young man who is at times calming the situation down, and was with Sells a couple of times last night. Sells, particularly that shot top right that he managed to nick over the post, that would have brought them back in the game. His presence in certain situations when the ball hit the post or the crossbar towards the end of the second half, that would have brought them back into the game. The high balls he was getting, now any one of the three, I think, would have comfortably got those 2 or 3. But the thing that makes the difference to him is distribution, his calm head, the fact that he's a current international player who's playing. Okay, Turner is as well, I get that, but he's playing at a higher level, and is a consistent part in our team. And of the 3 keepers that we've got and have played this scattergun approach of trying to get someone to fill that hole, Sells is certainly for me the one that is the more confident feature in that position. So no, I'm delighted that we've got a player now that can begin to form and close off some questions that we've got about exactly the same, Rads. I totally echo what you were saying about the midfield. The more we've got consistency and that solidity in the team, okay, we can have the odd player coming in and out and decisions made from substitutions like we had with Reina and others who came on at the right time. I think the fact we played 4 and not 5 last night was the right thing to do. But Sells is that solid part of the beginning of the spine that we need through midfield, and then Wood up front, and the distribution to Wood, particularly the long kicks in the second half, certainly gave us a lot more. And I think that when Origi came on, the fact that he was closing down on kicks to that sort of situation as well, and that wide right. So Sells is certainly the man for me to take us through. Although I did like Turner's little feature in last night. What? Yeah. Although I heard a couple of people who have got him on their fantasy teams are gutted that he lost those points for them. But no, Sells is quality over the 2 others, and I can certainly see him playing a large part in keeping us up, and also when we do stay up next season, and I'm more and more confident that's going to happen, that he'll be in the blue shirt or whatever Adidas kit we get next year in the goal. So yes, couldn't agree more.
Before David, get rid of David because you're getting it.
I know what's coming, Ben.
I know
what question's coming, Ben. I know it's coming.
Before we do, let's go to the chat. Martin, good seeing you before the game. Hope you got my friend. And keep your chin up as well. And I said, keep smiling, my friend. Because I said, he's top lad. Please show some love to Martin in the chat, please, if you can. But yeah, Martin, keep smiling, my friend. Even though watching all the game again today, unreal first half, like I said, it was best first half since we've come back to Premier League. That's how good we was as well. And we got my friend, the man himself, Alan. He's in the chat. He's still in Nottingham. Up the Fulham, fantastic for the boys yesterday. Deserve to win. I told you on Monday we aimed our survival post. See you next season, Ben. He's a top lad. But Alan, I'm not giving you credit. I'm giving Freddie. The legend himself, Freddie. He gave my scarf back to me. So yes, Freddie, absolutely legend as well. Alan, top guy. Hopefully we'll see you next season. Can you just keep us your car park, please? The parking spot for next season. That'd be great. So I'm not playing London practice as well. But yeah, shout out to Alan, top lad, Freddie, and his friend as well. David, right? People in the chat, right? Please get David because he knew who's coming. The mighty Ryan Yates. He gave it so much stick. That's it. Go on now. Right, talk to me, David. Tell me about Ryan Yates yesterday, and I'll just sit here with my drink. Talk to me. Talk to Ryan. Come on. Talk to Yatesy.
This is what I'm going to say to you, Ryan. I'm going to look in the camera directly, and I'm going to talk to you right now. You had an okay game.
Wait. People in the chat. Don't take this.
No, I'm talking directly to Glenn, put Ryan back up. I'm talking directly to Ryan. I'm talking directly to you, Ryan Yates, right now. Thank you for your inspirational tackling defensive performance in helping us with one of our great wins. You've done it once. Now let's see you do it again, Ryan. I want to see consistency from you and leading the team. And this is what I'm going to say to you, Dor, because I knew that you were coming with me about Ryan Yates. So I went back and watched the entire game, and I took a whole page of freaking notes about every time Ryan Yates did anything with the ball, right? So I'm going to take you through my key elements of Ryan Yates for the stuff that I took from the game, right? 7th minute.
Wait. Before you do, Glenn and Rad, is it okay for him to do this? Is it okay for him to do this, Rad and Glenn? Is it okay?
Oh,
yes,
You've got the power to mute, haven't you?
I think that's a good reply. Yeah.
Right. Go on.
But here's what I'll say about Ryan Yates. My problem with Yates has been his ability on creative passing, right? And so a couple of times he doesn't play the ball forward very often to start.
Yeah, that's standard.
So it wasn't until the 7th minute that I saw them attempt a forward pass that went to no one. Then there was the moment when he was in an offside position and he couldn't cross the ball and lift it over for Chris Wood. Then in the 29th minute, I actually noticed that there was 15 consecutive passes around the Nottingham Forest team where the Forest players actually aren't seeming to pass the ball to Yates. So if you go back and watch that kind of spell from the 29th minute, they're not passing him the ball much. And I didn't actually get it until the 63rd minute of Ryan Yates actually passing the ball forward in the match. Then there was also the stuff where he got run around by Kearney. He couldn't track the run. There was the failed shot in the first half where he lifted it over thing. And then there was the one where Chris Wood did the step over.
Him for his left foot there, Dor. I'm real. I'm with you there, though.
And so, look, he's a very consistent tackling player. And I'll just ask you this. The goal that Morgan Gibbs-White scored with the 1-2, I just love how much I'm going to get hammered here. The 1-2.
In the chat, the Ryan Yates loves like myself. Give Davis a mistake. I'm not having it. I'm not having it.
Do you think Ryan Yates would have been able to do the same thing Danilo did for Morgan Gibbs-White on that third goal? Do you think he could do that?
No.
They're different players,
Okay.
aren't they? So
Yeah. They're different play, David. You can't, come on.
Different play. But why do we love Murillo? Because Murillo can pass the ball. And he's a defensive player and he's a tackling player.
And he assisted for Wood.
Joe Williams get forward and play the ball, right? Like, Ryan Yates is a solid tackling player, but he has a ceiling in the Premier League. And if we have Ryan Yates, like Ryan Yates is never going to get purchased by freaking Chelsea or Manchester United to be the engine room of their midfield because he's got a ceiling.
Wait, why not? I'm the jury. He'll get in that Chelsea team. I'm listening to banter. What Chelsea got?
I don't think he would. All right, here's the next question. If you had to forfeit one player from yesterday's starting team, one player just comes out of the club, is yanked out, and is gone and is not in the team anymore, which player would you pick?
People in the chat.
Out, right? Just gone. Instead of copping a 4-point penalty for the financial fair play, one player from the starting team yesterday is out. Who would you and you're forced to dump one player, who would you dump? And I think you dump Yates. But I love him, and God bless it, I love it when I'm wrong.
In the chat, get involved. That's a good point, though. That's a good point, David. That's a good point in the chat. Whatever David said, talking nonsense. Who would you take out of that team if you have one player? Who would you take out?
I'd take out Yates for Harry Arter. I'll put Harry Arter in the team. Yep.
Go on, Glenn. Who would you do, Glenn? Who would you?
Vlachodimos.
Yes. Wait,
but he's not in the team. Who's in the starting team?
No.
Glenn,
starting team from yesterday.
Yes.
If you had to take one out, yank them out, and they're gone. Who's gone?
But to get 4 points back.
Yep.
Yeah, then it's probably the player with the least on sale value, which is Ryan Yates.
No, I thought we were mates.
No, we are, but he makes a profound argument. The fact of the matter is, Yates.
Glenn, I know you're a teacher. You've got a reputation with that.
What his limitations are, and I think the players around him know what he can't do. That's why Danilo's there.
But they're not passing the ball, Glenn. Like, if you go back and watch, there was also the one later in it where Morgan Gibbs-White and Nico are flicking the ball on the right-hand side, and there's a clear moment they should pass the ball to Yates, and they don't. So I just worry that it is.
I agree where you're coming from in one sense. That a lot of people say he's not the most
creative player, but he's a great tackling player.
But all of our midfielders, technically, like Danilo and Dominguez, are much better footballers technically, and then even Sangara, based off where he's come from, is technically much better, but he's not shown it. But that's another topic. But like people that just say Yates is, championship level or useless, I never understand, because I don't know how you don't play as many games as he has for this club, and has been selected under so many managers.
Exactly, and that's why. Sorry, since Ryan Yates made his debut under, was it Martinez? I think it was. Rookie loved him. What manager's dropped him since then?
He's always been in.
He's always been in the team.
Yeah,
and now he's in Premier League.
He had runs last season where he wasn't in the team, though.
With Cooper.
Yeah, there were moments where he was out.
No, it wasn't.
Even this season, he was out the team.
No, it wasn't. No, he hasn't. No chance.
There was a period early in the season where it was like Sangara and Dominguez and Mangala in midfield, for several games in a row, and Yates wasn't playing. But then Yates came back into the team and he was great again. But no doubt he struggled at times. Against Palace, he passed the ball back quite a lot, far too much. And even I, before yesterday's game, was saying maybe he shouldn't start. But I'm glad he did start and proved us wrong again, because it's what he always tends to do. He'll silence his doubters.
Let's keep it real. And I do agree with you, David, on some bits. I do agree with you on some bits. Like I said, yesterday, I think he had a great game. Yesterday, he's not a Danilo. He's just there, just bullying. What's the Roy Keane phrase? He bashes into him. That's what he does, and I still think he's still top. He's a good player. Like I say, he's got his ceiling, as you said, but we've got to give him his flowers from his performance yesterday. So
Give him his
that list that you've done, David. Let's see the list again. I want to see that list. Show the viewers that list that you've done. How long did it take you to do?
Well, it took me 90 minutes. That's how long a football match goes for. There's 2 pages worth of stuff, and then I go on to the second page in terms of the second half there.
You know what, Ryan? If you watch this,
all on Ryan Yates, is it?
Yeah, well, listen, Ryan, Yates, all his brother. If you're watching this, right, I'll send you that copy because they will be here for the Burnley away and Chelsea at home. So, yes, I'll make sure you see that.
Probably get me a signed picture. Dear David, you're an idiot, Ryan Yates.
No, it's worse than that. People, please do hit the like button and subscribe to the channel as well. Let's talk about Nuno. And I said, I'll be honest, I criticised him of the way he's done, but Razzie, he got it spot on, especially first half. But all around, he got it spot on, and you've got to give his flowers, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of us have been questioning him for, well, most of the time he's been here. I mean, initially we were saying we're playing better football, but, you know, we were winning even less games. And before the Fulham game, a lot of people were calling for him to be sacked even, which is crazy, really, when he's only been here 3 months. So, yeah, I can understand why, because it was very negative and it's only 1 game. You know, this is what we've been saying. We've got to keep it up now. And was it just on Nuno for that performance? I think it was on everyone. It was on the players as well. But yeah, that team selection was probably one of the best selections he's put out so far. I think at the weekend, putting in Felipe and Sangara and you know, not having Alanga in there again, that was being really questionable. And that the Brighton team selection was very unusual as well. You had Alanga on the bench again, Hudson-Odoi. That's something we've questioned, and some of his decisions. So I think he's been rightly criticised at times, but he has had a lot to contend with. And it's not just me making excuses, but I think he definitely silenced a few critics yesterday, including me. You know, I think everyone was criticising him in some way. So I'm glad that he's probably relieved a little bit of pressure off himself getting a result like that. But, you know, we need to keep seeing it now. Ultimately, Nuno's got a good record in the Premier League, so he's clearly a good manager. He just obviously hasn't been working most of the time so far. So I just hope that we can keep producing, you know, the players and the manager.
Just what I tell you, love. Just look at your private chat, but don't say nothing. But if that's okay. Let's this question from Gordon. We mentioned Ryan Yates. Like I said, for me, that number 6 role. We always talk about this number 6 role all the time, and Yates, he was good. Do you think it's going to be hard for him, Glenn, now to get him in that team? Because he wasn't great against Palace. He didn't come on yesterday. Do you think it's hard for him to get back in that team now?
Sorry, Sangare.
Yeah,
I do, because the promise that we had and what we saw in a different league at a different pace with a lot more space. I think actually the way that Fulham midfield sat off some of our midfield yesterday, he may well have had a little bit more of a go, and who knows, he might have featured a little bit more, particularly the amount of space that Morgan got in midfield. He might have actually had a shout. So arguably last night was an ideal opportunity to play him. But I think based on the performance and the way he was pulled off at half-time against Palace, probably didn't help in that situation. I think I've seen a couple of comments. Some of them are saying, do you think he's done? I don't think he's done. I think the investment that we've made into him will need to pay off in some way, shape or form, whether he plays in a slightly different role next season with a little bit more experience in the Premier League. That may well be the reason for him to remain as a Forest player on our books. I don't think it's the right time to just cut losses And I don't think it's the right time to suggest that he's done. I think there's a player in there. We just need to get the player out of him and the opposition that we play against, the variety of different positions he played, the variety of different opportunities that we had to play against those oppositions, hasn't shown me the player that we promised perhaps we were due to get. However, I think it's still a situation where we stick with him, whether it's a loan spell, whether it's a continuation in the drop-in situation that we had when he returned from AFCON. I think that's certainly the way to bring it in. Equally, it could well be where we just go, right, we've just got to play this boy and just get him used to playing in that position in this league, and just manage the situations that are around him, give him the support that he needs to lay off balls, and be that strong player that I hoped he was going to be. He was a little bit lightweight at certain situations at Crystal Palace. He was getting knocked off the ball a little bit too much for my liking. But I certainly see there is a player in there, and I certainly see we have to have faith in the fact that he is a Forest player and that we need to give him game time and manage the situation that comes with that, with the, I don't know, I wouldn't like to be in a position where I'm coming on expecting there to be from the crowd when I do something that's not great, and I don't think that helps a player. It hasn't helped Callum Hudson-Odoi. It hasn't helped other players in other situations. I think it just needs to be a position where we give him, difficult, isn't it? That old analogy, give him more time.
100%. People, please do hit the like button if you can, and subscribe to my channel if you can. Another players will come on yesterday. Like I said, I saw we're going to talk about Darren Origi yet again.
Oh, do we? How many minutes, Dor? Can we start a count on this show? Have a ticker? How many minutes it will take Divock Origi? Can we get that in the chat? How many more minutes will he play before he scores? I think it'll be another 250 minutes.
Yeah, David, but let you guys to this. He comes on, and I thought, yeah, he's going to score, and yet he misses. David talks to me, David. Again,
well, he missed twice.
He missed twice, didn't he?
He missed twice. To be fair to him, they were good shots, and they were on his left-hand side. And I think that is the correct role for him coming off the bench into that sort of position. That's why Liverpool did it for so long. But you just know that he's just not going to score. So, we'd be better off playing Harry Arter at bloody right wing than
David. Come on, man, David, man. David,
maybe not
man.
Harry Arter. But
you know what? I hope he hasn't got an extension to his contract. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, but anyway, back to Divock Origi. You want him to succeed, and he is. He's physically impressive, and he has such a pedigree. And so it's often many baffling that he hasn't been able to even score. Maybe he's just been a touch unlucky. But I think he's a good bench player for us. He stays in the squad until the end of the season, and let's just have him be a bit useful. But Alanga and Hudson-Odoi for mine. But I'd be tempted. I would play Dominguez out wide before I would bring Origi on.
He played that. What game was it? Newcastle. He played more of a left winger. Yeah. It's not a bad shout, if I'm honest. Not a bad shout. Let's go for the comments. We're talking about Sangare as well. This is from Paul. Mareka played his job with Sangare during the pre-season. He's come back next season. This season, he's never got going due to illness, injury, and AFCON. And that is a fair point as well, with all the injuries that he's had. And he's not. Did he play enough? Did he get any minutes? Was in the AFCON? He didn't really get much. I think he got injured, and then he didn't really get much game time. So you never know. I saw the chat. Remember last season, Chris Paul didn't do much, and this season he's doing great. So hopefully, this can happen. What's pretty Glenn?
Alan.
Yeah. Thank you for listening.
That's another David.
That's another David. Thank you for the £4.49, Alan. £4 to apologise for giving you. Yes, you should apologise. Yes. Did that scare you, David?
Nah, the cord got cut to the island of Australia. So
No,
I just
no, I
dropped
thought, no, I thought the super chat might have scared you. That's all.
oh God. Sorry. Yeah. Thanks. Goodness. Yeah. Thanks for that, Alan.
Alan,
Yeah.
you're absolutely legend, Alan. Thank you, Freddie, for the £4.99. Not you, Alan. This is from Freddie's £4 more. Literally, top legend. This guy. Yeah, it's good to. I met Alan 3 years ago. When I was in the championship. And he's actually a top lad as well, and his family's the top people as well. Kieran, can't see Sangare play for Forest ever again. Next season, we've got like I saw in the chat. He'll get time. We just got to give the guy time as well because good play. We can talk about Carvalho. Did Carvalho do anything for Forest last season when he played for Forest? 15 million? No, I can't. One good game against Middlesbrough and that partnership with Graben.
And even Chris Wood and Brandon Lottie and heaps of players take a little while to get going. To, I think we just.
Yeah, I remember last season.
Yeah,
I remember. I'm going to throw Des under the bus. Was it Leicester away? He gave Loddy so much stick for that game, and he did play well, if I'm honest. But he's in the Forest shirt. I'm not going to bash him. We want him to play good, and that's what we want. That's what Forest fans want. Every player that comes on the pitch and does very well. That's what we ask for. But Ryan Yates, for me, gets ahead of him. And that's it.
Ryan Yates is ahead of him currently. Even I will concede that, door is that Ryan Yates is currently ahead of him. However, if Sangare was in the team yesterday, that might have been the perfect game for him to actually find his feet because the Fulham were hopeless in the middle of the park, and so it might have been just a way. But Sangare, I saw, didn't get a preseason either, and came in late in the window, and so I think he will benefit from another season with us. So. Let's just hold our breath and let's look forward to being wrong on Sangare next season when he's player of the year.
I hope. I was going to say, I hope. Every player that plays for us, I want him to do fantastic with us, and it just hasn't gone Sangare's way so far. Right, let's get the man of match people and the ratings as well. This is gonna be fun as well. So people in the chat, who was your man of match for yesterday's game? And there's so many players as well. We've not even mentioned quite a few players that were good yesterday as well. So. Let's start with you, Rads. Man of match, and what was your? No, forget team rating. I thought it was 10 out of 10. But who's your man of match, Rads, and why?
It's nice to actually have a tough decision to make here because, it's normally quite slim pickings. But generally, you could argue a case of pretty much every player, which is great. I think for me, the first one I think of is probably Gibbs-White. I know he had that shaky first 5 minutes, but the rest of the game he was amazing. I mean, his goal was not only great, but when he did that assist for Hudson-Odoi, that just again a classic Morgan pass really, but it just worked so well. So I just really I've got a lot to like about Gibbs-White's performance yesterday, and just in general, I think he's a leader. Some people were questioning when he was the captain at the start of the year, but I think we're really seeing now why he's captain sometimes. And it really does feel like he's that one of our own phrase. A lot of it does feel like that, but obviously he's not.
The banner was good. David's seen it as well. The banner was fantastic from him as well.
I think that actually.
That gave him.
I think that helped him. But just to briefly mention a few of the players in particular, I think Nico continues to play amazing every week. Balotelli, I really like the look of again. He's been
we can't forget him. I was buzzing.
Hasn't really put a foot wrong for us. I think Ola Aina got man of the match in the ground, I think. But he's been really good since he's come back in the last couple of games. And obviously Woody again with another brilliant performance, and obviously Ryan Yates, got to mention him, and Danilo.
See that? Look at David's face. Look at David's face.
Whole team was quality. Matt Sells as well, another one.
Legend. Before we get Glenn, I've got a super chat from a legend, and Curtis. Thank you very much for Arsenal beating Luton. Thank you. I'll see your like you after the show as well. But Fucking £5 Curtis, top guy. Make sure everyone goes subscribe to this legend. Great win for Forest. Gibbs-White's goal assist was superb. Last season in midfield. Nearly signed for Arsenal last year. Hope for stay up. Yes, Curtis, you're not getting Danilo this time, and you're not getting Murillo. And we're not respect about Murillo either. This is the thing. Like this, I want to. We could carry on, but we've got to stick to the hour shift because Glenn's tired of people, so give some sympathy for Glenn as well. But Curtis, legend.
Right now, Dave.
Sorry, say that again, Glenn.
What time is it in Oz right now, mate?
It's 7:56 a.m. and I'm getting on a flight to New York in 9 hours. So I can't. The show can't go for 9 more hours, Ben. That's how long it's going to take me to get to the UK for this Chelsea match. Well, look, Ben, I'll give you my man of the match, and I had a lot of difficulty choosing because it could have been Sells, it could have been Nico, it could have been Amabamba Dele, it could have been Aina, it could have been Danilo, it could have been Gibbs-White. Could have been Alanga or Hudson-Odoi or Wood. Or it could have been any of those 10 players.
You've not mentioned Yates. You've not mentioned Yates. It
could have been any of those 10 players. However, I'm going to say that I actually think Chris Wood was the man of the match. I thought that the quality of his touches and the way that he managed himself for 90 minutes and the quality of how well taken that goal was, Chris Wood, he only ever gets man of the match when he scores a hat-trick. And so it's very hard for him to get man of the match. And I thought he was terrific. And given that the Taiwo injury, I think would be fitting reward for him and how important he is to the team currently. But I thought the goalkeeper also had a good game.
Yeah. Thank you, Curtis, for the £5. Makes way we're going to strike in. Last but not least, Glenn, who was your man of the match? I'm still chasing Glenn's view yesterday.
I would have gone, had Danilo scored that audacious shot in the second half, he would have been mine because of the work and the effort he put in the first half. And following that shot, who was back in midfield within about 7 seconds, and who was tracking back for Toffolo, covering on their wide right, Danilo. So he busted gut to get forward, was playing extremely good football in the first half and worked really hard defensively in the second half. So he would have been my man of the match had he scored. It's got to be one of the goal scorers because of what they did into play. So I think you're absolutely right. The stuff that Forza do was phenomenal. It is again. And all props to everybody that's helping with that organisation and the volunteers they have and the people to them and everything else. They were incredible. More Gibbs-White for me was. And have we talked yet about that volley that went 40 yards across the field?
How good was that?
I was right behind that. It was amazing. Amazing.
That's the thing. We can carry on all day about this win, but we haven't. We're going to make it our show. My man match. I said it. I've got to say Danilo for me. I look like, as you know, I love Yates, but Danilo for me. Hudson-Odoi for me was good. Sells again made a great save second half as well. But for me, it was Danilo. It felt like Brad said. Like last season as well, but for me, Danilo, and hopefully you can play that against Spurs because if we can, then we've got another talent coming forward as well. But for me, it's going to be Danilo. Right, it's been a fantastic show, people, and I've enjoyed it.
It's been great. And can I just mention how pleasing it was? They had a shot of Angelo Marinakis at the end, and how pleasing it was to see him just appreciating and the stuff. It's tough being the owner of a football club, and it was pleasing to see him get to enjoy, something that he's gone and made such a great contribution and build to. So I think shout out to the owner and the family of people that are behind that, looking after Nottingham Forest and building and just creating something that gives us such joy. Like you just see how we all feel coming out of this show. It's just such a cool thing. So I was pleased for them. That shot of them at the end being happy, that made me pleased.
David, I only say that because Matildas is watching.
I didn't know he was watching. Is it? All right,
I don't want to say Matildas is watching this. Matildas Marinakis is watching this. Matilda's hi. He's only doing this because he wants something from Forest. So he's coming to Nottingham. When are you coming to Nottingham again, David?
For the last 2 matches of the season, because I'm undefeated, as you know, Ben. I've never seen Forest lose or draw live, and I thought I'd better come out to watch Forest just in case we need 6 points from the last 2 games.
Yeah, so Matildas. He wants some coffee, or I want some coffee, and Matildas. So, but yeah, you've got to give credit to Mr. Marinakis as well. Like he just gets, he just the good, he does the bad. But listen, he's pumped up so much money for Forest, and he does some positive things off the pitch as well with the museum. And he's a bucket as well. So that's
Museum
that's
open now.
it's open now. It's sold out, but you can still book it though. So that's what I'm going to try to do. Get that. But people, it's been a great show. Thank you everyone that took part as well, even from the super chats as well and all the like. Please, if you can, do a massive favor. Please do hit the like button if you can, and as well, watch my vlog, watch Rad's vlog as well. Good vlog as well. I'm still cheesed up. He took me off the vlog. I'm peed off, Rad. You upset me. If you know, you know.
One of those things.
It's one of those things. Like you see, it took me off, and I'm going to sue him. But yeah, Raz Dad's take over his channel for that. But people, it's been a great show again. Like I said, we're all happy. Forest win. Luton lost. Who else? Well, Brentford drawn 0-0. So that's another good result for us as well. Tottenham, the Tottenham preview. I've got Chris Cowley on the show. That'll be on Friday. Top guy as well. So he'll be on the review show. Talk about Spurs game. I'll be there. Glenn will be there on Sunday as well. And Glenn's in trouble. I don't know about you.
It's my 23rd wedding anniversary on Sunday, and I was all right until it was on the 7th of April, and then less so.
So Glenn's in the doghouse. Sorry, I had to. But yeah, we'll be there as well. But like I said, people, watch out for the review. Raj, any videos this week from you?
Yeah, I might do a more in-depth look at this game and just critique Ryan Yates' performance.
Come on, I'll take a photo of my notes, Rats, and I'll send them to you if you like.
Thank you very much. That'll help me a lot. Thank you.
No, legend. But like I said, people, go and watch Rad's vlogs as well. Watch my vlog as well. It's a good feeling. It's a good feeling that we've won. But if you are rewatching this, anything that we spoke about, put in the comment section. I'll speak to you. It's a good feeling. Good feeling that we've won. But if you are new to our channel, people, please hit the like button. Subscribe if you do. We've won. We won at last. Bring on Spurs. Peace and love. Up the bloody Forest. Bye, bye.
Come on,